Hi, welcome to my channel. This reading will be for the sign of Scorpio. You have the Seven of Wands here. Perhaps you feel like you need to defend yourself in a situation. I feel like there may be a person that you don't trust fully. But let's see what your reading has to say. Okay. You have Nine of Swords. Yeah, I feel like either them or you are stressing over this situation. And it has to do with the tower in the middle, of course. So yeah, there was an epiphany, or there was probably an argument that you had with someone, or a disagreement. It doesn't have to be bickering and fighting. I feel like it's more of a disagreement. And with the sun here, the sun is usually the happiest card in the tarot, but it clarified the Nine of Swords here. So maybe you're having you're like stressed out about a certain person or a certain situation, and you want to be in the sun mode where you're trying to find the good side in someone, but they're not really giving it to you. And like I was saying, it feels more about a disagreement than it does with an argument. And there's a big difference between the two, the strengths. You could be dealing with a Leo. It doesn't have to be. I also see Scorpio, but I feel like that is your energy. But I feel like perhaps you both had attraction for each other. I could see that in this Knight of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles. You could kind of see she's looking up at him. It's kind of strange because it really does look like she's looking up at him and he's looking down at her. So I feel like you both had a strong attraction in the beginning towards each other, but you feel like you're not on the same page. So perhaps this is more of a physical connection where you feel like this relationship would look good on paper, and they feel the same way I feel. But you have your coins on your mind. Like you're thinking of your career and you're very focused on it. And you're not really allowing this person in because although it would look good, I feel like you both are very attractive. And you know that. Like out in public, if you two were together, you both would have a lot of attention because Scorpios are usually very attractive in that way where you'll notice when a Scorpio walks in the room. They don't really have to try. They're just there, and everyone knows that a Scorpio is in the room. But I feel like you two are very attractive in a way where everybody would know about you. And it I feel like they view you as this empress here because like I was saying, it feels like it's a physical connection. So I feel like you're not completely taking it seriously because you would rather work on yourself. And I feel like you had that epiphany moment. I feel like you had this person on your mind for a while and you were interested in them, but something had happened where you both kind of realized that you guys aren't really the same person. Maybe this person is completely opposite from you, and that's probably why you both attract each other because opposites attract in that way. And I feel like that is the main reason why you both feel drawn to each other because they almost complete you in that way and vice versa. But I definitely see stalking going on here with this Page of Swords. I feel like this is them because like you, like I said, you're focusing on your coins and you're focusing on yourself. You're focusing on getting that stable life that you've always wanted. And I feel like it's very close for you. And this person senses that. They see that you're in your Eight of Pentacles working on yourself, working on your stability, and they view you as the Empress. They are very attracted to you physically. Like they want to be with you, but I feel like it's more of a physical thing. And it's not just, being intimate or having sex or whatever, but it's more of like looking like having you in their arms and showing you off in public. I feel like that's because they care about their reputation and they want to show it to the world that, oh, I got this Scorpio who is very stable. Because when a Scorpio is stable, they are extremely attractive. Like, they can't stop. No one's going to stop them. And I feel like you're in that mode right now where people are drawn to you and they're very attracted to you because you seem to have everything together. Everybody has their own problems, no one's life is perfect. But I feel like with you at this moment, you feel like you have your life under control and you know what it is that you want. And this person is very attracted to you because of that. Okay, and with this Two of Wands here, I feel like this person knows that they have to make, or I feel like you have to make a decision when it comes to this person. I feel like the ball is in your court, as you can see, like with the Empress, she's kind of holding a ball. I feel like it's ultimately up to you whether or not this relationship will grow or go anywhere. And I feel like they know that, and you know that. They know that since you have your life together, and you have options, you have people that are attracted to you, they feel like they the Knight of Pentacles, it looks like he's holding like a ball, but they know that the ball is in your court. It's almost like they're handing it to you. They're like, okay, Scorpio, you make the decision. Like, they would date you in a heartbeat, and they know that they're attracted to you. But it's ultimately up to you whether or not you want to accept this relationship or not. And I feel like you know that. Like, you know that, but I feel like you want to be happy with someone. And when you're happy with someone, it's not only about physical looks, or it's not just superficial relationships. Like, what truly makes you happy is when you have a strong bond with someone. And I feel like that's probably why you don't want to invest fully yet. That's probably the reason why you're not 100% yes on this person. Because you're looking for that sun. And you're looking for your happily ever after. And you don't want to waste your time because time is well spent when it's working more on you and working more on your stability and not just fake relationships. I feel like perhaps you kind of view this relationship more on the superficial side. And that's kind of what's holding you back from committing to this person. Perhaps that is what you need to tell this person. And maybe once you do have that conversation with them, that's when their more sensitive side comes out. Because I feel like they're not fully vulnerable either. Because they're not sure exactly what it is that you want. And perhaps this conversation is needed to be had because in order for this connection to be a more, how do you say, like a joyous connection rather than just superficial. So maybe it would be good for you to be vulnerable in that way. I know that as Scorpios, it is not easy for us to be vulnerable. I'm a Scorpio as well. But perhaps, vulnerable, just slightly, just letting them know that you're looking for your happily ever after. And that involves not just what looks good on paper, but, being able to be vulnerable with each other. And I feel like if you were to tell that person, this person is very interested in you, they would possibly compromise. And then if they're not interested in that, then you know that it's time for you to move on and take this person not out of your life. You guys could still be friends, but like you could move on with your life, knowing and saying that you tried at least, rather than being stuck in just not knowing what's gonna happen. Let me grab some clarifications. That really dragged on kind of long, but let me grab clarifications to have a better view or more detail on your situation. It's very interesting though. Okay, so you have judgment. Yeah, so that's Scorpio energy. You could be dealing with a Scorpio, a Libra, Four of Pentacles. I definitely feel like that has to do with the Four of Pentacles. Definitely has to do with you kind of like withholding these thoughts and not fully letting them see even just a slight vulnerability from you. And I know that's how Scorpios are. Like, we're not going to be vulnerable unless we feel like it's safe. But I feel like it may be safe to be slightly vulnerable with this person because they're so attracted to you. And I feel like if you were to show a little vulnerability, they would find you even more attractive. And they would be like, wow, I actually got that side of Scorpio, which no one or very rare few ever get, right? And so you have the Fool and the King of Cups. I feel like the King of Cups is your energy. That's water energy. And with the Fool, clarifying the king, is that a king? It's a Knight of Pentacles. Sorry, clarifying the Knight of Pentacles. So I feel like they're ready to take that leap of faith with you, and you know that because I was saying earlier how the ball is in your court, but they will follow your lead pretty much. I feel they're kind of more on the hopeless romantic side where they're so drawn to you and they're so attracted to you that whatever it is that you say, they will follow you. And that's kind of that's how people are attracted to Scorpios. They love to see a Scorpio in control. And they better because we as Scorpios, we probably know better than every other sign whether or not something is good or bad. But you know what I mean by that. But I feel like they're ready to take that leap of faith with you. It's just really up to you whether or not you want to go along with this. So you have the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, I definitely feel like you've known this person for past lives. I don't know exactly if you've had serious or romantic relationships with this person in your past lives. I don't really feel that. I feel like more platonic type of energy. But I feel like that's because that lesson, like I was explaining earlier, where you need to have that conversation about them understanding what you view as the total package, or like what it is that you view in a partner. But let's see if the universe has any advice for you. I was going somewhere with that thought, but it's not coming back. Okay, let's see what you have. You have Earth, learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. And you have your life is a canvas, artist, manifestation, creative, and accountability. So I feel like this relates to your reading in a way where you are very, I feel like whoever it is that I'm talking to, you're very spiritual and you have been working hard on your spirituality and your connection to the universe. You have been working and trying to find out your purpose in this lifetime. And I feel like you've kind of lost touch a little bit with your 3D self because you've been working so hard on your higher self and your spirituality and your connection to the universe that you're kind of losing track of, your 3D self and what it is that you need to do here, like the basics. Like when you go to a grocery store, the basics are milk, bread, and eggs. And it's just everybody always just get those. Three staples, right? And you're kind of losing the basic steps and the necessities that you need to in order for you to stay whole. And as you could see in the picture here, she's kind of like floating a little bit. I feel like that's you more in tuned with your higher self, which isn't a bad thing. It's a good thing, but it's also really as important to find that balance between, you know, being highly spiritual, being connected with your higher self, but it's also important to remember the basics when it comes to living your life in your human body. And you have your life as a canvas, manifestation, and creative accountability. So I feel like with this situation and this person that you're dealing with, like I said, it's ultimately up to you on whether or not you want to further this relationship. And I feel like the message from this manifestation and creative accountability is for you to know that whatever it is that you choose with this relationship, because it's so strong, I feel like this is a strong connection for you, but at the same time, you want to propel forward in your life and you want to have that stability and you want to have, I feel like you want to have someone that raises your vibration rather than pulling you down. And I feel like this person can do that, but it's important for you to let them know that. Because if they don't know that that's what you're seeking, then they won't know what to work on. And I feel like once you tell them that, they will start to compromise. Because, like I said, they will do whatever it is that you want them to do. It's kind of weird to say that, but I feel like that this person, it's almost like they're your pet and they'll do whatever it is you want them to do. I'll grab from the Moonology. I think it's a full moon today, so I decided to take from Moonology. So you have, don't let your past hold you back. Yeah, see, I was explaining earlier how you want to propel forward and you want to raise your vibration even more. And I feel like you have a strong connection to spirit and the universe right now because you've been doing that inner work to connect to your higher self. And I feel like you know that. And I feel this is just more confirmation to not let your past hold you back. Maybe the reason why you are so hesitant with this relationship is because possibly you were in relationships where you were with someone that didn't compromise or they didn't have your best interests at heart. So you kind of view your next relationship as that. So maybe, don't compare this person to um, uh, that type of relationship. Sorry, my screen kind of went out. That was kind of weird. Anyways, yeah, so maybe that was a strong message that my screen went out. Maybe that's probably what's holding you back from moving forward with this person, is because you're comparing your past and someone that had hurt you before. So it's almost like you lost trust in that way. But let me grab from the romance deck and see if the universe has any advice for you, and then I'll wrap your reading. Okay. One more shuffle. Okay, let's see what you have. You have honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holidays together. I feel like this relationship is more on the honeymoon phase because I feel like it's fresh and it hasn't been like fully set in stone that you guys are together. And I feel like this is spirit telling you to, even although you aren't sure with the relationship, still just enjoy it for what it is, because some people don't have that. You know, some people don't have options. Some people have don't have people that are attracted to them, you know? And I feel like this is the or spirit or the universe telling you that, and kind of just be thankful that you even have this person as an option. That's funny. And then you have pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. And you have finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So, like I was saying earlier, I think it was the Eight of Pentacles that's under this, but you're really focusing on your career and you're really focusing on building your life and having that stability. And I feel like that's kind of making you second guess when it comes to this connection. But I feel like I feel like they're kind of telling me to tell you to possibly take that risk with this person, because I feel like this person might be more positive than negative, and I feel like they will raise your vibration in a way where I think they're the opposite from you, and they will completely you in a way where you will find different things about yourself. And I feel like in the whole sorry, I can't even talk. But I feel like the main message from this reading is to you know, possibly give it a chance, but have those important conversations with them and let them know the things that you're serious about and what it is that you want to focus your time and energy on. Because I feel like not only would they be a good partner for you and they would balance you out, but I feel like they would also teach you certain things about yourself that you don't realize because they're so opposite from you. But, you know, it says pay attention to the red flags. But I feel like this is more about you sticking up for yourself when it comes to red flags. Like when there's obstacles that happen between you and this person, you need to speak up and let them know, because they're not going to be able to read your mind and they're not going to be able to know unless you tell them. Wow. Okay. Well, I hope that helped you and thank you for watching.